How about we start with another hand for the matron of honor? My speech is going to be terrible compared to that. So, I have had the good fortune and the outrageous experience to be close friends with the lovely couple, and specifically friends with Alex now for almost 15 years. And I have a lot of material to cover, so I hope you're all uncomfortable. Apparently, my job is to tell you all embarrassing stories about Alex from his days before college. And I will. But Alex had warned me that this is not really an appropriate time to tell you all stories about how he braided his hair with colorful beads in Jamaica, or how he set our room in college on fire with scented candles he was using to set the mood. I shouldn't even explain why he was... I shouldn't explain why he was known as Mr. Potato Head or Cloth Nipples. So I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to start also by thanking Alex and Marcy's parents for throwing this truly amazing party. Mr. and Mrs. Kaufman, you have made me feel welcome as part of your family for almost 15 years now. And I want you to know that I share your pride and your joy and your frank relief that somebody is actually married Alex. Mr. and Mrs. Kaufman, Mr. and Mrs. Kaplan, I don't know you as well, but I'm so blessed that you have allowed us all to share the simcha with you and your family. And I want to sincerely thank you for giving permission for your daughter to marry Alex, which, let's face it, must have been incredibly hard. The truth is that I've always looked up to Alex, and it's not just because he's so freakishly tall for a Jewish guy. You know, he's very well traveled, he's cultured, he's an impeccable dresser. I mean, not everybody can pull off salmon-colored pants and a cowboy hat. No, he's an accomplished athlete, if you consider the shot put a real sport. And we all know he's got that hilarious laugh. Thank you. And as of tonight, he's now the first Republican to ever marry a social worker. You know, most notably, as is quite obvious from this party, Alex really has a ton of friends. Just a ton. I mean, everybody loves Alex. He's a confidant, he's a good friend to everyone. Everybody loves him. But until recently, this has only applied to men. No, only dudes. In our fraternity, this guy was notorious for filling parties with men. Groups of guys would come to our door regularly asking to see Alex. And it was like he didn't understand that the rest of us' goal was to fill the party with women. So when Alex started spending a lot of time with Marcy, we were all honestly a little surprised. You know, it's true that my wife, Amy, is responsible for setting up the lovely couple. She deserves some applause. Amy was friends with Marcy from work. You know, she knew Marcy was really cool. She shared Alex's passion for adventure and travel. She had just traveled to Jamaica with her friends for a reggae festival. The real surprising part was she thought that Marcy would actually like Alex too. So she set them up, and it took Alex a while to build up the courage to call Marcy. Apparently he had used excuses like cutting open his hand on a fresh Cutco knife he had just gotten for Hanukkah. It was not your fault. But they started dating eventually, and with their first conversation, they realized how much they had in common. And you see, Alex's life has been a series of phases and obsessions, and this was the start of his first permanent and longest-lasting phase of obsession with Marcy. So while they were dating, every time that Alex would introduce one of his friends to Marcy, everybody had the same reaction. How did such a beautiful, sweet, and well-adjusted woman wind up with Alex? It's still a question to this day. Truthfully, it is pretty incredible that Alex found a woman who is willing to stay up all night watching surfing movies over and over again. And Marcy even likes him enough to follow him to California without a ring. A chutzpahdik move on everyone's account. Few people agreed with this decision, but we are glad that they're right and that this gamble worked out. It's clear that Marcy loves Alex for all of his weird, eccentric, and frankly ridiculous qualities. And Alex makes Marcy as happy as Alex makes himself. So, Marcy, thank you for willingly taking on this enormous responsibility, marrying our good buddy Alex. Just to end off on a less funny note, Alex and Marcy, I would like to summarize or paraphrase the blessing you allowed me to share with you in your ceremony. Here's to joy and gladness, groom and bride, pleasure, delight, companionship, peace, and brotherhood. May you each enjoy and rejoice in each other forever as we are all rejoicing in your marriage tonight.